people in US were completely unaware of India's potential. It was only the senior leader, one of the leaders, who decided to actually, venture out. But to create awareness was another task. Thanks to our focus on quality, on re-engineering, process excellence, transformation, all those things have played a huge part in our overall journey. And now, when I look back, I see that a lot has happened because of which there is so much of trust, there is so much of confidence among everyone in WM that whenever they look at any particular problem, they think of it. I believe that one mindset which we follow very rigorously is the people first mindset, which is combined with the customer first. So it's a unique concept. Our company believes in people first, and in addition to people first, we have deployed customer first linked with people first. So what that means is that as long as you are focused on customers, we are focused on you, and that has resulted in multifold growth. That has resulted in we becoming the most competitive GCC in the entire country and perhaps the world.
Welcome to GCC Unplugged, the podcast where real leaders share raw insights. And today we are unpacking a GCC story that quietly challenges many stereotypes. WM, the Global Capability Center of one of world's largest environmental services companies. And we have with us today Kapil Behl, Managing Director and Head, WM Universal Solutions, a chartered accountant by training, an SRCC alumnus, and a leader who has spent nearly 3 decades across consulting, technology, and GCC leadership roles. Thank you, Kapil, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Saurabh. Thanks a lot for having me.
So, my first question about the location, I was talking to your team that whether it was chosen strategically that you have a you have a test case right outside your gate where you can try out. It's very interesting. Was it so or just a coincidence?
No. We have chosen this place very strategically.
Okay.
So let me give you the history behind why we chose this particular place, because we wanted the talent from uh, as many cities as possibly we could.
Right.
And this was a very strategic place which is between Delhi, Gurgaon, and Faridabad.
Yeah.
Point number one. Point number two, it happens to attract the talent from all the three cities while not having to deal with the traffic congestion or the environmental issues with any of them, because it's all green.
Yeah.
If you look around, you have farmlands and you have kind of lot of trees which help us,
Right.
from a long-term perspective. And at the end of the day, what best when you can get the talent pool from three different cities
Yeah.
very easily. And of course, since I'm a CA, I'll also look at the cost.
Of course.
So as compared to
GCCs are about cost arbitrage.
as compared to the commercials of Gurgaon or Delhi, uh, this costs us half
Yeah.
of the sales.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so Kapil, as I said at the beginning, you are a CA by training, SRCC alumnus, and you've worked across consulting, IT services, GCC. Very quickly, if you can take us through from your after your college and CA days till here,
Absolutely.
how has been the journey?
Well, it's been pretty interesting journey, because when I decided to do CA, the primary reason was that I wanted to be technically very strong.
Okay.
Not that I wanted to end up being an accountant, but I wanted to be technically very sound. I wanted to make sure that I'm aware of each and everything. I can manage everything. From the very beginning, I had this mission to lead a big company. So I was very much on that particular journey and on that particular task. And I did my training from PwC,
Okay.
and then I worked with a couple of companies doing accounting and auditing kind of jobs. But then I wanted to diversify. I wanted to learn as many things in the shortest amount of time. So I started working with a couple of companies which were again related to GCC.
Mm.
I transitioned work from across the world, from Europe, from US, Asia Pacific region, and that gave me a lot of experience around dealing with various people, dealing with various expectations, understanding the core concept of having one hub taking care of the global work and the importance of that. I also happen to work with a global CFO of one of the leading companies, which again gave me a lot of edge around how the CFOs of global organizations manage such huge organizations. And that was a huge experience because that company CFO transformed the company from a loss making to a cash rich company.
Okay.
And I was there with him in US throughout that particular journey. So that actually was a transformative part of my journey. So that actually led me to believe that there are a lot of things which we can do in India. We can actually create India into a transformative hub, not just uh, transitioning the work from one location to another, but making sure that India becomes the powerhouse of tomorrow. So I had that particular feeling with me, and I had that mission with me, and it was very strong. It was like a fire burning within me that we can showcase a lot. Uh, so from that particular company, I moved to a couple of other companies where I did a lot of different kind of jobs. Like even though I'm a CA, but I joined an HR company
Okay.
where my job was transitioning the HR related work from all across the world
Okay, that's interesting.
and doing project management, working with various third party companies like Coke, Pepsi, and those kind of companies, and transitioning all their payroll and HR related work. And I was also responsible for setting up of their entire finance wing to India. Uh, so again, all the experiences lead to newer things. Uh, so uh, after working for nearly uh, 15 years, I thought that let me just get into the bigger ocean of this industry. So I happened to join Infosys BPO in 2010.
Okay.
I believe. So again, that was a great journey because I uh, started managing their BFSI area where I was taking care of most of the processes related to the investment bank. And investment banks are extremely focused on quality,
Correct.
accuracy, and discipline. A lot of focus is on ensuring that you are 100% compliant. A lot of restrictions are there. So uh, lot of stuff happened during that particular time. I remember that Infosys at that point of time was growing at a meager pace of 6 to 7%, and my clients were growing at this rate of 40 to 50%, just because we were completely focused on understanding what they needed, what was the expectation, how could we deliver uh, things which could make a huge difference to the business. And during that period, I still remember there was an investment bank whose partner, I mean, they were a partnership firm, and he actually went into the board of Infosys and made a huge statement that we've been running this business for the last 100 years, but India has taught us how to do the business differently and grow multi-fold. So we completely changed the way in which they did the business. So not only did we manage their process, but we actually created a strategy whereby we could actually guide them or we could provide them with consultancy on how to better take care of their clients' needs. And that resulted in multifold growth. So just imagine not only were we managing the processes, but we were managing their business. And that has been the hallmark of my journey. that I've always focused on the business and
Mm.
not the processes surrounding it. So,
And I think in GCC it's very important that you are aligned to the business.
absolutely, absolutely. So, uh, it's pretty interesting because when I was with Infosys, I was leading a big team and I had like three, four locations. Uh, but again, that burning desire of showcasing that you can build something from the scratch and
Mm.
make it really big was there with me, and that's when WM happened.
This was 2015, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
2015, when one of the senior leaders who was visiting India, I was actually placed with him, and uh, I just I just thought that let me just explore how things work out. So initially, I was not very sure whether I'll like to join such a small company which was completely non-existent in India. They had
Mm.
a very small office in Indore,
Mm.
and they had acquired a small company. They had a strength of around 100, odd people, and they were going nowhere. So the idea was to restructure that company to ensure that they can take the best advantage of
Mm.
Indian talent and explore what they could do in India.
Mm.
Because WM is one of the most conservative companies.
Okay.
They are extremely focused on the North American continent as far as their operations are concerned.
Mm.
They've not even ventured out of North America when it comes to their own business is
Mm.
concerned. So imagine looking at anything outside North America
Mm.
was a big deal for WM. But
Okay.
still, the senior leaders were focused on what we could do out of India and what is it that India offers.
Mm.
So that was something very interesting, and that process continued for around a month where I continued to talk to the leaders. I just wanted to explore, I wanted to understand first, and I had never been to Indore, so it
Yeah,
was
that's very
pretty
interesting.
interesting.
You still have that office, I guess.
Yes, yes. So, uh, so Indore happened to be a very interesting place.
Mm.
I did some research, and I also went before joining. I explored that particular city, and I was pretty pleasantly surprised to see that that city was
Mm.
actually the cleanest city of India.
Yeah, of course.
Well built infrastructure,
Mm.
very nice weather, and
And Midnight Poa at Rajwada.
amazing. Everything was so amazing. The
Yeah.
people are so humble.
Mm.
I just love everything about it. So much so that I had actually at one point of time thought of
Bye.
relocating to Indore.
Right.
It's a far better place.
Yeah.
I should not be. I should not be politically incorrect here
Yeah.
because I take care of both Gurgaon and
Yeah.
Indore. But
No, but
all
that
I can
city
tell
has
you
a
is that
good,
Indore
different
is
sort of a vibe. I
just a
understand.
very very beautiful city.
So when you started here, what was the problem statement really that you first addressed?
So first of all, just imagine if I decided to join a company which
Mm.
had just 100 odd resources from a company which was really huge in India.
Right.
I mean, one of the bellwether companies.
Yeah.
The reason was that first of all, I saw that the leaders were very, very progressive. They really
Mm.
wanted to transform. They really wanted to create something in
Mm.
India. So when we look at WM India,
Mm.
initially, as I stated, there was nothing. There
Mm.
was completely nothing. No structure, no compliance. They could not even understand the requirements because the communication was really poor.
Mm.
I still remember after joining WM, I visited US and I met the global CEO and he said, I love the people, but unfortunately I cannot understand. So that was something which actually, triggered something within me.
Mm.
So uh, communication was a big challenge.
Mm.
Then the place does not have any base of GCC
Mm.
in India. So we are the pioneers, we can say. We are the pioneers of setting up a big base in
Mm.
Indore.
Mm.
And you'll be surprised to know today, Indore has Indore is a bigger location than Gurgaon for us.
Okay. Okay.
Indore is just double of what Gurgaon is.
Okay.
So we have transformed Indore as a city as well as people in Indore.
Mm.
We have actually created an environment, a culture where people can come in, they can learn all the processes, they can actually focus on re-engineering those processes, they can focus on so many other things to build whatever is right now one of the biggest space for us.
Mm.
So there were multiple problems initially. Structuring was one of them. There was no structure. There was absolutely no policies, procedures. So my task was cut out. I had to create a complete strategy for first creating an environment of stabilization
Mm.
and then an environment of growth.
Mm.
So, so that was internal. Externally, people in US were completely unaware of India's potential. It was only the senior leader, one of the leaders, who
Happen to,
decided
yeah.
to actually, venture out. But to create awareness was another task.
Mm.
So I had to travel to 17. So we have 17 areas across. So the entire company is divided into 17 areas
In America.
in America.
Yeah.
And these areas are nothing but these are some of the acquired companies of WM worldwide. So every area is a company in itself. It's a huge company of over 20, now I think more than $22 billion. So, and it's all divided into 17 areas. So my task was to actually go and meet the area VPs, who are the area heads, they are the
Mm.
mini CEOs of each and every area,
Right.
and provide them with complete awareness of our potential, our overall solution oriented approach, and our overall solutions which we have for them, and how they can actually just focus on their business and leave the rest to us. So that was the theme
Mm.
which we picked up. So initially we, like with most of the other uh, captives, I would say, we also took some ad hoc processes just to prove that we can do quite a lot. And as we continued to perform well, they gained a lot of trust.
Mm.
And our focus was to make sure that our performance speaks for us.
Mm.
So performance leads to trust, and consistency leads to that kind of bonding, which is more permanent.
Mm.
That partnership, which is far more important than anything else.
Mm.
So we continued to perform in Indore initially, and I also then created a strategy where I spoke to all the senior leaders, including the CEO, and CFO, and convinced them to get started with Gurgaon,
Mm.
where we could get some strategic talent.
Mm.
And that is how you can grow holistically, how you can convert from just a process management company into a transformative center of excellence.
Mm.
So that has been our journey. So from around 110, 120 odd people when I joined the
Mm.
company in 2015, uh, we've just crossed 2,000 last
Mm.
last month of December, and we're already, I think, around 2,200 or so. So
Okay.
we actually
That's a
breached
massive
that
jump.
target
Yeah.
very, very fast, and we are moving with a lot of momentum.
Mm.
Thanks to the performance of the people, thanks to the strategies which we have built over the years, thanks to our focus on quality, on re-engineering, process excellence, transformation.
Mm.
All those things have played a huge part in
Mm.
our overall journey. And now when I look back, I see that a lot has happened because of which there is so much of trust, there is so much of confidence among everyone in WM that whenever they look at any particular problem, they think of it.
Mm.
So, and WM is a company which actually grows inorganically.
Okay.
through acquisition. So as and when they acquire a new company,
Mm.
they look towards India to
Mm.
provide them with the solution.
Okay.
So that's how we built
Mm.
that solution-oriented partnership, which is doing a very, very good job for WM worldwide.
You've talked about three pillars, uh, if I'm not wrong: technology, knowledge, and business solutions. So now, when you acquire all these, so how do you ensure, because you have an inorganic way of going, how do you ensure that all these companies are aligned to these three pillars?
Yes. So that's a very, very good question, Saurabh. Thanks for asking it. See, the basics of everything
Mm.
is focusing on the technical, focusing on the systems which you are working on. So new companies could be working on different systems and our company is working on a different system. So it's very important, first of all, to integrate both the systems.
Mm.
And India plays a big role in integration efforts because currently we have people who are uh, focused on integration, both in finance as well as in HR. So they are the integrating partners for the company worldwide. Obviously, we have partners, digital partners in US who are supporting us.
Mm.
There are other partners as well, but we play a very critical role in integrating the system and ensuring that the systems are talking to each other.
Mm.
And if there are some glitches or there are some issues and challenges with respect to these systems, for example, I'll just give you an example of one of the latest acquisitions which WM did, where there were a lot of issues with the system where the system uh, could not could not actually take care of the growth which was happening with that particular company.
Okay.
So we took up the additional challenge of taking on the bulk load uh, from that particular company and started focusing on the customer, on the setups, on the billing, on all the basic things. I would say basic things because for us, we've created that synergy. We've created specialized forms
Mm.
where people really know as and when they come across something so difficult, they already have a solution
Mm.
based approach and they would just take that particular challenge and actually convert it into an opportunity.
Mm.
So within last 6 months, the reason one of the reason why we've grown so fast is
Mm.
because of the need of our global company to ensure that the customers are able to get the bills on time, the right bills on time, and they are able to get the right setups, they're getting the right solution, and things are not getting stuck up because of the systems which that particular company
Mm.
had. So there are challenges with every acquisition, but we have over the years built very strategic, specialized pool of resources
Mm.
which actually help us in integrating.
Mm. Okay. So, give me an example, probably, if you can,
Sure.
a particular incident from India's lens when you solve one of the most, probably a very complex problem for your parent organization.
Absolutely. I can give you a couple of examples. The first one being the billing. So there was a huge backlog
Mm.
of the bills which were not able to go through in the system. And what was happening was that company was not able to invoice the customers.
Mm.
And when they used to send the invoices, either they used to be incorrect, they used to be over or under. That used to lead to a lot of frustration, and it was also leading to a lot of customers leaving the company
Mm.
because of
Cycles will go up.
yeah, because of all those issues. So when uh, all those processes were discussed with us, we immediately told them that we have a solution in place, and our team actually utilized their experience of certain issues which happened with some other acquisition. And we started building a solution. And within 2 months, 2 to 2.5 months, we were able to clear 80% of their 2 years backlog.
Okay.
80% of the 2 years backlog within 2 months, and which resulted in the smooth functioning, the customer satisfaction, and the customer retention, which was huge because the most critical part was to stabilize, right, and then move on towards acquiring new customers. So here the issues were so big that leave alone the acquisition, but the existing customers were getting frustrated. Right? So we were able to provide that solution, and thanks to the WM India team and the partnership which we got from our partners in US. Obviously, it's a partnership. Right. We always focus on ensuring that we are partnering with our US stakeholders, and we are actually um, we are having a very very strong bond of communication where people work in tandem with the US folks, and the distance is merely only in the paper, but other than that, the people are well bonded with each other in such a way that they are actually talking on a live basis, and they are sorting out all those issues on a live basis. So that is our strength. We are able to garner that kind of support from our stakeholders in US because of the mutual trust and mutual respect which we have built over all these years. And that I believe that one of the biggest solution to any problem in the world is if you are able to talk to each other, and if you are able to sort out your issues without having the need of anything else. So that is our biggest asset, I would say.
Okay. And I'm sure, and probably you've also spoken about it, that and we cannot ignore AI. So all these solutions, how embedded are these newer technologies, and not merely as layers, but actual
Right.
usage, where it's solving problem. How deep is that within the ecosystem?
Absolutely. Saurabh, so I can tell you AI is playing a critical role as far as our growth is concerned, and AI will continue to play a very critical role in the forthcoming years. One of our biggest process uh, is actually completely automated with AI and ML solutions, where we partnered with our global counterparts and we have completely automated that particular solution. And imagine, had we not automated that particular solution, we would have to deploy at least 2,000 odd people, and currently we are just deploying 200 odd
Can
people.
you tell us a little about what that
Yeah, yeah.
is?
So that particular process actually helps in creating logistic solutions for the company, which in turn helps in generating revenue for the company. Okay. Online. So our job is to ensure that we are auditing that particular process. And since 90% of it is already automated, our job is more to supervise, because even though the world is talking about AI, it's very important to realize that you have to utilize AI very responsibly. You cannot just blindly trust AI and just let it go. So humans are as important as the technology, I would say. I would not state that AI is everything and you can just blindly automate everything and just manage your processes. What we have observed is that our specialized workforce is very critical, where they supervise each and every aspect of AI. And as a result, if there are any glitches with the system, then these specialized people are able to catch all those glitches and are able to rectify. As a result of which, we have been able to fix the plug on, I would say, more than $20 million of revenue, which could have just gone by had we not really corrected. But to give credit to the system, obviously the mammoth amount of volume which that system can manage is just amazing. So
Mm.
you have to actually have a very fine balance of utilizing the AI and utilizing your specialized workforce, create a fusion and get the best results. So today we are able to help the organization generate over $300 million just from that particular process.
Okay.
So in that way, we are a unique
Yeah.
GCC,
No,
right?
because
So it's
what's
not only
also
the cost but also the
yeah, and
right.
what's also unique is that you've been able to, put a number to, because right now ROI is something on AI that people really are struggling with. So if you've been able to put a
Yeah,
number to it,
absolutely.
it really, I mean, it makes a case for even more
Sort of
experimentation.
that's why I said that first of all, you need to have a need.
Mm,
So you need to have a very strong justification for deploying AI.
mm,
You will not be deploying it anywhere and everywhere. First of all, in a in this kind of process where the volumes are huge, millions of transactions are happening,
mm,
right, on a monthly basis. So if you deploy humans for everything, it's going to be completely ineffective and
mm,
inefficient. Now, by deploying the AI and ML solutions, what we've been able to do is we've been able to manage that kind of volume, and having specialized workforce ensures that all the glitches are corrected at the root.
mm,
So it's a win-win situation. So we may or may not deploy AI and ML in every process. We will deploy it responsibly and we will do it where it has the maximum effectiveness. And
mm.
that's what we are doing. Correct.
So, final question, Kapil. What's that one mindset in the organization that you're really proud of, and which you think sets you apart?
I believe that one mindset which we follow very rigorously is the people first mindset,
Mm,
which is combined with the customer first.
mm,
So it's a unique concept. Our company believes in people first, and in addition to people first, we have deployed customer first linked with people first.
okay.
So what that means is that as long as you are focused on customer, we are focused on you, and that has resulted in multifold growth. That has resulted in we becoming the most competitive GCC in the entire country and perhaps the world.
Okay.
Not many people would be aware that our cost of operation is, I think, the best.
Okay.
Despite the fact that we uh, provide maximum facilities to the people, we focus a lot on their development. We focus a lot on the growth. We have um, every quarter rewards and recognition, uh, and we have twice in a year promotions and progression. Last year itself, we have promoted 19% of the overall population of the company in
Okay.
India, which again, if you compare it with any other organization, uh, you would you would say that it's pretty good. And
Mm,
our voice of employee is perhaps one of the best. We just scored over 86, which was even above, far above the global standards.
mm,
So So when we look at the overall company right now, we are in the sweetest spot
mm.
just because of this particular approach, which we religiously believe. People first, linked with customer. Simple.
Yeah, that's a very unique and new kind of concept for us also. And thank you so much, Kapil, for joining us. It was absolute pleasure to talk to you and understanding what unique thing WM is doing in India, and the clip at which it is growing. It's unimaginable. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much. It is indeed my pleasure to be a part of this podcast, and I wish you and your team all the very best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.